Okay, good day, students. How are you? You good? I hope you're good. All right. Now, students, do you remember what I told you yesterday? I told you that I will make a video for you and I'll ask you to watch the video, right? And I told you in the video I will ask you to do something and you must do it in the class. Yes or no? Yes. Now, before we start, can you tell me what we were doing in the class last few days? We were talking about adjectives, right? We already talked about comparative adjectives and superlative adjectives, right? Yes. We said if the adjective is one or two syllables, for comparative adjectives, we add ER. For example, lazy becomes lazier, tall becomes taller, right? And we said after taller, lazier, after comparative adjective, we should have than. Than, right? Yes. And we said if the adjective is more than three syllables, more than two, like three, four, five, can we add er? No, right? We have to add more. We have to add more. For example, beautiful. Is it one or two syllables or more than two? More than two. So can I say beautifuler? No. So we say more beautiful. Correct. And what about superlative adjectives? For superlative adjectives, we said if the adjective is one or two syllables, we add the and est, right? And I told you that you must not forget the. If you forget the, I will give you a very beautiful zero. Do you remember? Yes. Okay. So if it is one or two syllables, we add the and then est. For example, tall becomes the tallest. Short becomes the shortest. Lazy becomes the laziest. And we said if it is more than two syllables, three or four syllables, like expensive, can we add est? No. So what do? We have to add the most. Beautiful becomes the most beautiful. Expensive becomes the most expensive, right? Yes, this is what we have been doing. Now, for today, we are going to have some activities as you see, as you see here, right? It's board game, right? Okay, I'm going to explain the questions. I want you to listen carefully and then I will ask you to do something. Number one says the most expensive restaurant that you have ever been to. What is the most expensive restaurant? Most expensive แปลว่าแพงสุด Is there any restaurant that you went and it was the most expensive? Yes? So you can say, for example, the most expensive restaurant that I have been to is where? In Singapore. The most expensive restaurant that I have ever been to is in Singapore. Number two, the most embarrassing moment of your life. The most embarrassing moment of your life. For me, Mm, the most embarrassing moment of my life is the time that when was it? The most embarrassing moment of my life is the time that I talked in front of so many people. I talked in front of my friends, so many people. The most difficult exam you have ever taken. For me, mathematics. The most popular tourist attraction in your country. Students, what is tourist attraction? Tourist attraction is a place that so many tourists will go and visit. Now, can you tell me what is tourist attraction in your country, in Thailand, in Bangkok, or in Ayutthaya? Temples, right? What about in Bangkok? Icon Siam. Where else? Grand Palace, right? These are the most popular tourist attraction. Next, the best thing about learning English. The best thing for me, the best thing about learning English is making new friends, making foreigner friends. Okay? Your favorite type of music. My type of music is pop music. I like pop music. Okay? And then, the most interesting place you have ever visited. The most interesting place that I've ever visited is Phuket. I love Phuket. Next one. The most delicious meal you have ever eaten. The most delicious meal I've ever eaten is pizza. I love pizza. Your oldest relative. What is your relative? Who is your relative? Relative is your family members. Okay, your uncles, your aunts. Who is your oldest relative? My oldest relative is my great-grandmother. Great-grandmother. Next one. The longest you have gone without sleeping. Students, I have been awake for 3 days. I didn't sleep for 3 days. What about you? Longest period of time that you stayed without sleeping. Next, the hottest place you have ever visited. The hottest place you have ever visited. For me, the hottest place is Bangkok. So hot. So hot. Long ma. Next, the most famous building in your country. In Thailand, the most famous building is Mahanakhon. Mahanakhon building. Next, the longest you have gone without eating. For me, when I got coronavirus, I didn't eat for 5 days. For 5 days, I didn't eat food. What about you? Next one, the most famous person you have ever met. I met an actor. I met an actor. The biggest crowd of people you have ever seen. I saw so many people in a football match, in a stadium. You know, a stadium for football? Yeah, I saw so many people there. The best film you have ever seen. For me, the best movie is mm, is what? Taken 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is the best movie I've ever seen. The thing you are most frightened of. The thing you are most frightened of for me is lizard. Gecko. I'm afraid of it so much. Next one. The most exciting thing you have ever done. For me, is swimming. Swimming is the most exciting thing that I've ever done. I have done scuba diving. I love it. It's so exciting. The most expensive thing you have ever bought. For me, the most expensive thing I've ever bought is motorcycle. I bought motorcycle and it was so expensive. Next, the coldest place you have ever been to. For me, the coldest place is in my country. I've been to a city very cold. The best book you have ever read. I read a book about mathematics. That's the best book. Next, the nicest hotel you have stayed in. I stayed in a very nice hotel in Phuket. Okay? The best party you have ever been to. I've been to my friend's birthday party and it was the best party ever. The worst thing about learning English. The worst thing about learning English for me is dictation. I don't like dictations. What about you? And the last one, the happiest day of your life. My happiest day of my life is when I graduated from university. What about you? So, these are the examples of the questions using adjectives, superlative adjectives. Now, I have a task for you. You are going to do in the class. It's not your homework, I'm repeating. It is your class activity. What you're going to do is that you are going to choose five. You are going to choose 5 questions. You are going to choose 5 questions and write it in your notebooks and answer them. Okay? Remember, when you're answering them, you have to write in full sentences. You're going to write in full sentences and then take a photo and send it to me in the line group. Remember, you have time only in your class. After class, I won't accept it. Okay? Alright. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the line group or you can call me and I will be there answering your questions. And if you have no questions, that's it for today. Do it, send it to me, I'll check it, and I'll see you later next class. Everybody have a great day. Bye bye.